Sorry, but I cannot stop thinking about the other night.
Neither can I. It was a mistake. I never should have. It was a colossal lack in judgment.
Well, most good things are.
Look, I've made bad decisions in my life. Kissed the wrong man, trusted the wrong friends, but all of that is nothing compared to what I did with you.
It meant a lot to me, too.
Welcome back to Late Night. We're here with Catherine Zeta-Jones. So that is you with the wonderful actor Michael Sheen, who I knew was Welsh, but I did not realize is from your same hometown.
Yeah, and with this little pimple called Swansea, South Wales, on the map. Yes, and the crazy thing is that we have mutual friends, school friends, like from school, and my parents know his parents, but we have never met. And the bucket list that seems to get heavier and heavier as I get older and older. He was in there because he was one of those actors. First of all, because he's from my hometown, so it's like he's family without he's not. He's not. And he's just a wonderful actor. And so when this project came up, the producers asked me if I would be interested, and I said I love the show, Prodigal Son. I'd watched it because of Michael, because it was like there's a lot of good shows on TV, but I did watch that and the whole first season, and because of Michael, and then and so I got the opportunity to create this character, towards the end of the second season, and they pitched me something really great, which is like a bad doctor. It's so much fun to have that darker side of human nature to play with. And we had a blast, because we play Americans in the show, but as soon as they say cut, we kind of revert back to our childhood, like in jokes, people that we know, impersonations of Welsh people, sayings, very Welsh sayings that nobody else would know. But it was somebody to come into an established season, But for me, it's always like the first day of school. Every time I go on a film set, I'm always like, oh, I hope I'm okay. I hope they don't, So to have him there kind of broke the ice completely for me. And I've had a real blast doing it. This character it's been great because I've never really done a show where it's so immediate. Like I got a script and I had just a coloring of where it was going to go. And then you kind of take the parachute off and kind of throw yourself in a bit. And you don't know you kind of know where you want it to go. And so you're always like on the edge, like everything's boiling underneath. And then when you see the script, you go, okay, pull, okay, let's let loose on this one, on this direction. And it's been fun. And I must say, shooting during COVID, I'm thrilled to be part of a production. People are coming to work. Kudos to the production. I feel super safe. Protocol, so it's just what I've missed is the camaraderie. I like to kind of hang with the actors and bitch a bit and, watch what the crew's doing and, chit chat about maybe run lines every now and again, but, and so I miss that part of the process, but it's been great. It's been, I've had a lot of fun with this character. I don't know, maybe I should be destined to play bad people for the rest of my life.
Well, we do enjoy when you play bad people, mostly because it shows your incredible acting skill, because we, of course, know you to be such a good person. I do want to ask as well, obviously you've been someone who had a background in theater, you've been on Broadway. I think a lot of us are very anxious and eager for Broadway shows to return. Is that something you'd want to do again?
Yes. Absolutely. First of all, I say a little prayer for my Broadway family, because unlike the film crews around the world or around the city in New York or around the States, they haven't been so fortunate. When those lights went out, they really went out. I mean, pitch black. And so I can't wait as a theater goer and lover, but as a performer, I'd love to get back on Broadway. After I did Chicago, of course, I was offered every high-kicking jazz hands, everything ever written. You know, could she kick a leg in this show? Yeah, see if she'll do it. And then I was offered things that I should be like 90 years old doing. You know what I mean? Like Carol Channing should have been doing it. Let's ask Catherine because she was just in Chicago. But anyway, so when I won the Tony for Little Night Music, it's Stephen Sondheim, but it's really a play to music. It's not high kicking is what I call. But I would love to do another musical, but I think my priority would be a straight play. But both of them, whichever genre it is, I don't really care. I'd like to do something like original, you know, something that hasn't been done before. Because in theatre, no matter how good you are, as you know, Seth, it's like you always got some grand dame going, oh, darling, I saw Angela Lansbury do the original, you know, and I was like, yeah, okay, you know, but you're always going to be associated with somebody's favorite. And so to create a character, well, on film is different, but in stage to have a new piece of new play or a new musical, maybe a rock musical, because that would then feed into my wannabe Bono thing, to have something fresh and new that you can put a stamp on it, that you don't have to spend your life saying sorry for not being as good as Angela Lansbury.
Yeah, well, I say that I understand as someone who took over for Tina Fey on Weekend Update.
I know, darling. I always just wonder why you cut your hair. I like to, you know, it's like, why?
Thank you. We're gonna get.
I always love so much you. I'm going to say it right, because when I did my Saturday Night Live, which was the most amazing experience of my life, terrifying, but amazing, like the most adrenaline rush. You, of all the fabulousness there, and the creativity and the writing, you were so genuinely supportive and fun and pulled me along, like put your hand down, lifted me up out of my terrified stupor, and made that experience really one of the most memorable weeks of my life.
That's so nice of you to say, because I was terrible to most people. So
yeah, I heard that. This is why I was so profoundly affected.
I don't know what was wrong with me that week. Yeah.
Yeah, you must have been on crack.
I think that was the week I did crack.
That's the week you did that.
The week later that I quit it, that was when I was a real problem to be around. Thanks, Catherine. It's always such a delight to see you. I really appreciate it.
Lovely to see you. Lovely to see you. Be well.
Prodigal Son airs Tuesday nights on Fox.